Hey guys, it's Shadow, and I play Mark Campbell. If you like listening to our games, consider supporting us on Patreon. More patrons directly increase the quality and quantity of the games that we play. Go to patreon.com/critfail to support us. Thanks!
So you head out following the main road for a few kilometres, and then you find a bit where you have to leave it, and you move over the dunes a bit, and you come to a large one, and as you get to the top, you can see...
Magnetron transport.
It is got some rust. It's been there, it looks like a few years. It is no longer hovering. It's slightly embedded into the sand. There is a couple of old tyre marks. They don't look exactly recent. They look a little bit... the sand here isn't... where it's sitting isn't dune. It's not exactly clay, but it's a little bit heavier. And it's got some missing panels. One of which looks like one of the numbers, which was part of the one that you took, or the pigeons took. It is very quiet, and there is trouble. Oh. You can see about 50 crows, and there is a goshawk and an eagle. You did pass a mysterious rusting vespa in the sand. It looks like it's been sitting in the desert for maybe 10 years, so it's definitely rusted. Wires are exposed. Any gasoline has evaporated or leaked out if there's even holes under the tank. The tires are flat.
Lizzie is going to kind of look at all the birds and then turn to everyone else and go, I don't know about the hawk and the eagle, but crows really like shiny stuff. So I have a flashlight and I'm going to shine it at something shiny and basically see if they go for that. Okay?
Okay, so while you're doing that, Dillon's cutting up bits of branch and shoving it in his hair.
And going, okay, you do that, I'll become a bush.
Yeah, I'm going to become one with nature.
So Lizzie's pulled like a mirror off the Vespa. She's found a quarter in her pocket. She's like pulled off a hair tie that has like a shiny little plastic bauble on it. And she's kind of tossing them all out into the sand, where they already kind of reflect the sunlight, but then she's shining her flashlight on it to see if she can attract crow attention.
And Mark is going to kind of slink off behind one of the dunes and try and, circle around, approach from a different angle, and hopefully remain undetected.
About 10 of the crows have actually fluttered down off of the transport into the sand and are, pecking out the quarter and stuff. But the rest of them, even though they haven't actually left, do appear to be looking down in that direction as well.
Well, Dillon looks almost like a Brussels sprout at the moment.
A Brussels sprout?
What? You know Brussels sprouts don't have, branches sticking off of them, right?
Maybe?
Asparagus.
Or broccoli?
Yeah, it looks like a broccoli.
A Brussels sprout would just be a small, round, green ball.
Oh, well, one that's been put through a shredder, maybe? I don't know.
He's just curled into a little ball and covered himself in green.
That's his complication. He looks like a Brussels sprout, but he should look like a broccoli.
That's the complication. And all the birds go, what's a giant Brussels sprout doing in the desert? We'd better go investigate.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, Lizzie's actually the only one without a complication, so her plan is going amazingly well. And while all the crows are looking at the sun reflecting off of shiny bits of metal, she's just going to quickly dart into the transport and just kind of duck around one of the walls that's partially fallen in and wait for everyone else.
As Merc is getting close to the Magtran,
Magnetrine transport?
that one, he gets caught on some brambles, and it is cutting into his leg, and it rips the bottom half of one of his pant legs completely off.
As it gets to like the place where it's all flat and that, he's gonna hope that his brown jacket and tan pants are enough to blend in with the sand from a bird's eye view, so like overhead. And he's gonna slowly crawl his way to the Magvale.
And what was your complication?
Three quarters to it. He starts coughing because some sand got in his eye. Well, not eyes, his mouth. In his eyes. He starts coughing. He starts choking on sand, and it gets the attention of the birds. There's a couple birds flying around him, trying to look for him. And one lands on him, so he has to do his best to stay still. So maybe it delays him a couple of minutes from everybody else. Strangle it.
The bird?
Just hear Dillon yelling, "Strangle it!"
Dillon's seeing this birdland over at Wayne and just going, "Kill it! Kill it!" And it's been taking a while for Dillon to come in. You sort of almost lose sight of him because he's just this tree out in the middle of nowhere. But then you look at where you are and back out, and the tree's moved a couple of feet forward. And with the distractions that were going on, and the crows flew over to Lizzie's coins and mirror in the dirt, Dillon used this opportunity to creep forward. Dillon creeps forward, and he manages to make a few extra feet from Lizzie's distraction. Seeing Wayno with a bunch of crows around him, Dillon's patting himself, and he pulls out his butterfly knife, looks down at it, flicks it open, and throws it. Not at Wayno, but above Wayno. Almost hitting one of the crows. Scaring the crows a little bit. But also, it's a shiny object, so it sort of draws their attention away from Wayno.
Well, Wayno almost jumped, seeing as a knife just flew by his head, landing in front of him. He will turn his head slightly. And just seeing you answers all his questions.
Well, you don't really see him. You just see this shrub that's moved closer.
Yeah. A mysterious moving shrub, that's all.
And so with the crows distracted off to the one side because they've seen this shiny thing land in the dirt, the crows probably didn't even know where it came from. And they might be looking up in the sky, seeing if anything else is going to fall down. And Dillon uses that opportunity to get to the train. All right. So Dillon his complications is that he's temporarily lost his butterfly knife, but he managed to sneak over to Wayno and drag him with the shrub into the magnotrine. I feel like it's like, we're going into a sardine can full of brine or something. I don't know.
What?
I don't know why. Magnotrine. When
What
you
are you
want to
talking
travel
about sardines for?
like a tuna in brine.
What?
Okay. Oh,
What on earth are you talking about?
Christ, Wayno. Why did you let the bird land on your head?
He did what?
Did you not see that?
No. I've been inside.
Nice of you to have some concern. You could have watched out for us.
And done what?
I don't know.
I only just got in.
I thought crows were supposed to be intelligent.
They are.
Well, how come they didn't notice a shrub moving towards the
I
magnetron?
don't know. The magnetron. I have no idea. They were distracted, or maybe they just don't pay attention to shrubs.
Pretty stupid birds, if you ask me.
They're really smart. Crows can actually learn to talk without weird computers in their heads.
Well, don't these ones have weird computers in their heads?
I don't know. They probably do, right? There wouldn't normally just be 50 crows sitting on a big empty transport in the desert.
And why
With an
would
eagle
they
and a
be
hawk.
guarding it?
I don't know. We have to look and find out. Where's Mark?
Here.
He was caught in the brambles, but you do see him kind of limping his way through as you say that. And you can see that the bottom half of one of his pant legs has been ripped away.
Good luck returning those clothes to the lost and found.
What's the school gonna say when you return them?
I don't know. I guess I could try and find the lower half and sew it back on.
Are you okay? What happened?
I got stuck. I was trying to be all stealthy and not very good at that, but it seems like your crow thing worked.
Well, everyone made it in anyway. And I don't hear a huge flock of birds coming to attack or anything, so that seems positive.
That is good.
Well, I guess we'd better look around this thing.
So you've entered through one of the missing panels on the side, which would have normally been secured. It feels a lot more like a ship. And there is a door with a wheel locking opening mechanism. And there is a padlock on it. And the padlock looks a lot newer than the rest of it.
Oh man, if I had my butterfly knife, I could pick this.
That lock's not rusty.
Wayne will take that pipe thing he got from the car earlier and attempt to pry it.
You want to hand me that pipe? You don't really have that much upper strength, Wayno.
He's gonna glare at you and toss it to you.
And Dillon catches it with ease. All right. So Dillon gets the bar, slides it into the middle of the lock, and then finds the position and levers it up against, I'm assuming, this is the door.
Mm-hmm. It's like, the big hinges and a spinny door, like a submarine door, but it's not a circular door. It's one of those, it doesn't go all the way down to the ground. Now that you're inside, it feels more like a ship.
Dillon with Wayne on the end pulls down the piece of metal sharply, and the lock snaps from the brass.
What do you think's in there?
Birds, probably, with our luck.
Just a locked room full of birds?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that lock was new, so...
A lot newer than everything else here, that's for sure.
Obviously someone who's friends of the birds. Dillon winds open the door and opens it up.
Get them off, get them off!
It was full of birds?
I knew it. I knew there would be birds. There's always birds.
What the hell? Dillon's crouching down just watching the birds fly overhead.
Wayne is going to hit Mark over the head and show him that they're not attacking and they're flying by.
And then the smell hits you. Definitely a smell of decay.
Ooh.
Oh,
It is strong. It's dark in there. Yep, you can hear of some sort of power source, but there is a definite smell of decay. It's really strong. It's different to the fridge. It's worse.
Okay. What's that?
Dillon's pulled his shirt up over his nose. I don't know, but... Oh. My shirt's not doing much.
Mark has got his hand covering his mouth and nose and is attempting to keep the smell out.
Lizzie's got her flashlight, and she's going to shine it into the room.
And it is stairs leading down to a lower part of the ship.
Do we have to go down there?
We don't have to.
You've got a flashlight, don't you,
Yeah.
Liz?
She's currently holding it and shining it, so yes, the answer is yes.
I didn't realize you were shining it.
You have a flashlight, don't you? Oh, I didn't realize you were shining it. Yeah, she shines it in his eyes. No. It's, yeah, I have a flashlight.
Well, I'm assuming you don't want to go first.
Not
Wayne
really.
will hold his
but
hand out.
If it's... No, she's gonna hang on to the flashlight 'cause she doesn't want to lose it, so she'll go first. She is very attached to this flashlight. I'll go. And she's going to very hesitantly begin to walk down the stairs, shining the light ahead of her.
And the stairs go down almost a story. And it would be the lower part of the ship for sure. And some of it looks like it's been stripped out at some point, so whether it was after or before, it's hard to tell. And ahead is a door, and there's a faint glow off to the left. Through that door, there is a lot of carcasses of various birds that have died within the confines of the corridor and the room. The odd crunch of birds beneath feet, possibly. The squish sound if someone steps poorly.
And she will definitely wince anytime that happens. And walk through the door.
Mark might be going a little bit slower and trying to carefully navigate through the birds, if possible.
There is a round dome-like machine on a square sort of base. It looks very cobbled together, so it doesn't look like something you would expect DARPA to have created, although some of the pieces may have come from DARPA, but it is definitely not what you'd expect from them. They seem to be very manufactured. This seems very much put together. There is about 50 car batteries hooked up to it, which seems to be the power source. It is humming in a pulsing manner, quietly. You can sort of hear it. You sort of think, do I hear it? Do I not hear it? Sort of thing. But when you sort of listen, you do hear that.
And Lizzie, after walking into the room, has shone the flashlight over towards this machine and seen that. And she turns to the right and shines the flashlight over to see what's over there. And then she shrieks and drops the flashlight. And it hits the button and the light goes out. It's someone's dead over there.
For real?
Yeah.
Wait. There's a dead body?
Yeah. Well, as soon as she did that, Lizzie's now fumbling around because she's now panicking that it's dark, and she's fumbling around for the flashlight. I didn't drop it far, so I'm going to guess she can find it.
Yep.
And the light clicks back on.
After feeling probably some birds.
Fun, yep.
Yep. There are probably a couple down there.
The light clicks back on.
Wayne is going to push Dillon forward. He's going to go check out the dead body.
She will turn the light back. She will turn the light back to the right and illuminate the corpse of what looks to be a Mr. Donald Dixon, the author of the book about birds.
Dillon spins around and slaps Wayne at the back of the head.
And he looks like he's been there for quite a while. His skin has started to decay. His eyes are sunken in.
Is that the bird guy?
I think so.
Oh, creepifying.
I can barely tell.
Looks as good as he smells. Oh my god.
He must have been down here for a while.
Locked down here?
That's right. He couldn't have locked himself in here from the outside. Somebody locked him down here?
But why?
Wayne is going to push Lizzie's hand away, the flashlight away from the body.
I don't... Maybe he was looking for the birds and he found this?
You don't think he's responsible for the birds?
He couldn't have locked himself down here.
I guess.
Whether or not he made the machine, someone else knew about it or something. Somebody put that padlock on the door. What do we do?
I guess we have to tell the authorities.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty creepy, but there's definitely evidence here.
Of what?
There's a dead body. I don't know of what, but... Like... You're right. We have to tell someone.
Yeah, but how do you want to explain that we... Well... Yeah, officers, see, we heard these talking birds, and so we ended up... And then we broke a padlock, and he's dead.
We can just say we were playing out in the desert and found... this thing that we wanted to explore. We did.
I guess.
Found a dead body.
I don't know. We should get out of here, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go home.
I think you guys forget the birds outside.
Well, what can we... If that machine has anything to do with them, if we turned it off, would that stop them?
Well, Dillon walks over and looks at the machine. Is there any cables that can be pulled out?
Yeah, all the power ones connecting to it from the car batteries.
Oh, yeah. Unconnect the car battery ones. Dillon turns around. Now what?
I don't know. I guess we go up and see if the birds are normal. There's nothing else really down here, I don't think. Lizzie will quickly shine the flashlight around the room in case there's anything else. Accidentally go too far, illuminate the dead body again, and quickly swerve away.
And around him there's some food wrappers and some empty water bottles.
Why would he have food down here?
Looks like he was stuck down here for a long time.
But did someone leave food for him and lock him down here? Did he get kidnapped?
Maybe he was forced to do this to the birds by someone.
Maybe? But then what? They just forgot about him?
I don't know.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Barring any objections, Lizzie's gonna start heading back upstairs.
And in the immediate vicinity, the crows are dead.
All of them?
All of them.
What about the hawk?
You do not see the hawk or the eagle.
That machine was keeping them alive?
I guess so.
If they were, or if they were alive.
Well,
They might have already been dead, they just didn't know it.
We better get back to town. What are we gonna do? Go back and call the police?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess we better go.
I wonder if my parents will pay attention to, well, it's all of this.
Pay attention. My mom won't let me leave the house for a month.
Well, the cops aren't going to believe me, so someone else is going to have to go.
Might be up to you and me, Lizzie.
I can do it if you start to cry, grown-ups don't get mad as much.
And as Dillon's walking over towards where his butterfly knife is, he turns back and says, "Yeah, and you'd be good at crying, Lizzie. Everyone sympathizes with a crying girl."
Vice principal doesn't.
Yeah, it seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, but he's a narc. Dillon picks up his butterfly knife, swishes it around and blows off some sand on it.
Let's get back to town before it gets dark.
Yeah.
Wow. Dead body.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty cool, but gross. To think of how what we would end up like when we get old.
I don't really plan on getting old locked up in a basement of a transport with 100 birds.
All right, dweebs, you go off to the cop station and let them know. And
Okay, I guess. Let's go to the police station. Wayne, you coming or are you going home?
Wayne is going home because he is kind of traumatized.
Fair enough. All right, Mark and Lizzie, go to the police station. Tales from the Loop is produced by Free League, starring SPG as Wayne, RavenInsane as Dillon, Shadow as Mark, Emily as Lizzie, and Ghost as the Storyteller. Sound and music by Sirenscape and Epidemic. This has been a Crit Fail production. Thanks for listening.
the hover train.
It's not a train.
It's not a train?
It's not. It's never been a train.
Not at any point in its existence has it been a train.
Oh, what is it?
Everyone's so insistent on it being a train.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
It's a magnetron transport.
Oh, magnetron.
Magnetrine.
Magnetrine?
It's not a
Magnetron.
transformer.
Magnetrons roll out.
It's a Decepticon.
Yes, this whole thing is about to transform into a giant robot, and oh no, we're inside it.
Oh dear. Well,
Yes.
Transformers was a big thing back then.
Yes, it was, but this isn't one of them.
I would like if that was a justification for this being a transformer. Well, you know, Transformers were super popular in the 80s. This might be a transformer.